speak about in all of pretty much my sessions with my girls. Now, there are plenty of things to chat about. Today, I just want to touch on something that's been pretty dominant for most people this year, and let's see if we can try and change our way of thinking. So, stress. Let's talk about stress, anxiety. What is causing that other than the current COVID situation and how different aspects of our life have been affected from that? So, honestly, I can't fix all of those issues that you have. They are individually need to be dealt with on their own. So what I need to talk to you about today is just how we can kind of get around that, ways that we can kind of feed our brain the good endorphins and make sure that we make better choices and hopefully sleep a bit better. So there's a number of things I'm going to talk to you about today. So short and sweet, listen on if you like. Let's see if we can reduce some of the stress and anxiety that you might be having at the moment. So the biggest thing that affects your moods, and I want you to relate this to something that you may have done over the weekend or that you might have done, you know, over lockdown, or even if you're still in lockdown for the Melbourne crew. Basically, I want you to think about the foods that you're eating. Now, I know I talk so much about food, but can I just point out, when you eat that cheeseburger or when you eat that massive milkshake from certain places where they top it with all the goods and all the sugar and all the bickies, how do you feel afterwards for the next, say, half an hour, 3 hours, the next 8 hours? How do you feel? Like, does your gut talk to you? Like, is it noisy? Is it popping around? Do you get like a bit of a headache? Do you get bloated? Like, what foods are triggering you to cause you to have that little bit of a unpleasant feeling? I can tell you there's going to be a number of those. Now, when you get those feelings, are you thinking straight? Are you at the happiest you've been all week? Are you, feeling like you could go for a 10k run, whether you run or not? Maybe you feel like you could, go for a nice walk on the beach. Do you feel good about yourself? Or do you feel like, now I've got a bit of a headache, I might need to go and have a nap, I might need to, drink a lot of water? Like, what are your thoughts? Do you feel pretty, like, gross? Okay, fair enough, it tasted great in the moment, fair enough, I get that. But is it worth the sacrifice? Like, how is that affecting your mood? How is that affecting your headaches? How is it affecting your food choices for the rest of the day? How is it affecting your relationships? Like, are you getting short-tempered? Have you ever noticed that you get short-tempered within the next 4 to 6 hours, or even within 30 minutes with your partner or with your family or with your friends or with your kids? Do you notice any of that? Have you? And if you don't, maybe it's time to take a look. So I'm not telling you that you don't have to have sugars and processed foods. I tell most of my clients that's a no, but there are going to be times that you want to enjoy those things. Now, if you eliminate all of those things, do you think there's anything left in the world for you to eat? Most of my clients say no. So there is food that you can eat. Trust me, I do it every day. Yes, there are more expensive choices, but why? I still don't understand why the good food has to cost more. I understand it takes more time, and maybe less chemicals, obviously, which means more work on farms, things like that. I understand that. So I get that maybe not everyone can afford good quality food with the organics, biodynamic, I'm not going to mention other things like gluten-free and that, because that's a whole nother topic, because you've got to watch for the hidden stuff that's in those. So I want you to now and the processed foods, will my mood stabilize? Will my mood kind of level out? The only way you're going to find out is by testing it, yeah? So the next time you go for a lovely, massive Friday night feast and it's got tons of sugar, or it's got, and you might not even see it, it might be hidden sugars, it's got tons of sugar, it's maybe processed, it's quite heavy, it's quite oily, it's quite carb loaded. Yes, you can carb load, I get that, that's for certain individuals, but it's quite carb heavy. Notice how you respond to it, both mentally, physically, emotionally. Like, how is your body responding to that in the next 30 minutes? Generally, you'll feel it within 30 minutes, easy. 30 minutes to, you know, even the next day, 6 to 8 hours later, depending on when you've had it. I want you to notice your body's responses, and even if it is 6 to 8 hours later, if you get a headache at that time, I want you to think, okay, what did I eat in the last 6 to 8 hours? Generally, if you ate something really terrible, it normally comes up within 6 to 8 hours, right? So if you eat something, you get food poisoning, that's generally when it happens. So now with these foods, I want you to think about, okay, so what did I eat? What's affecting me? Is it that, or am I just stressed? But is the stress a side effect of what I ate? So there's a lot of correlation between stress, IBS, anxiety, and your gut health. And this is why, for me, it's so important that my clients get the gut health right from the beginning. Okay? Now, I understand lifestyle choices. There's going to be things that pop up. You might enjoy a few glasses of wine a week. That's fine. I can hear a lot of you saying, not my wine. I get it. But if you need to make a shift that's going to make you happier, make better choices, sleep better, then you're going to have to start to look after your gut. Okay? Now, small changes more often, it will be better than just completely changing everything, because you may end up doing it great for a week and then you fall off the wagon. So with all of my clients, we on and off. If they go cold turkey and they just go straight with the clean foods and clean eating and reduce those sugars and reduce the packaged food, they will see the changes, not just emotionally but also physically. Okay, so there is a lot of things that affect your moods, your physical appearance, that stress and anxiety I've talked about, just from what you put in your mouth. Yeah, this is why I run food and fitness plans in conjunction with each other pretty much all year round, because we get a bit lost and we fall off the rails, and COVID came, so we just eat what's in the house, and we're home, so we snack, and then we're stressed because, you know, most of us lost work or income or jobs, and then you're like, okay, so then you eat more food that's going to think that it's going to make you feel better in the beginning, but really then you're in that cycle, you're just continuing in that cycle of eat stress, and you're doing yourself, and you're just digging a big hole. Like, it's the hardest, obviously, to get out of. It's very easy to put weight on. It's very easy to go into an emotional stress state. Very easy. It is hard to talk yourself out of those states, okay? And that's why a lot of people reach out. A lot of people have counselors. They have people they want to talk to. They have, you know, partners that they'll talk to. But what if you actually tried to eliminate those symptoms by, again, making better food choices? So I'm going to leave you with this. I want you to think about, how much colour am I eating? How many packaged food items do I eat a day? How much sugar do I have a day? Sugar's a whole nother topic. I'll talk to you about that in another video. And how many times a day is my stress or anxiety becoming at the forefront? So am I noticing that I'm a bit stressed? Am I noticing that I'm anxious? Am I noticing that I'm in a bad mood and I can't get out of it, so I'm just going to go and eat more sugar.